In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. Of course, I am the host or the gatekeeper of this internet ministry. On YouTube, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub Nuff 7, your brother and hopefully your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. I hope you enjoy the video that follows this introduction. Again, peace forever and always, and respect you.
Man, you people that run YouTube are really not fair. I mean, you want to remove my videos just because some fucking idiot decides to flag it. But, see, here's the thing that I've noticed about you guys. You want to remove videos from black people talking about racism and black issues. But when white people get up here on YouTube and say racist things about black people and make racial slurs, I don't see these videos being removed. I mean, I've actually flagged them myself, but I guess YouTube is just racist. And I mean, the censorship that you put on people, you say you don't allow people to promote hate speech. I mean, or you don't allow people to give hate speech or whatever. But you gotta ask yourself something. Really, YouTube, whoever is in control of viewing the videos that have been flagged, ask yourself something. Are you really just a racist? I mean, because it's happened time and time again. I've seen black people post videos, you know, giving racial discussions. I mean, just bringing up the issue of race. And all it takes is one racist person to see that video and push flag, and it's removed immediately. But racist white people get up on YouTube and make videos all day long, calling black people racial slurs and stuff like that. And I have flagged some of these videos myself, and I put it into my favorites folder just to sit up and watch and see if it's really going to be removed. But it's never removed. So us black people, we need to get together and boycott YouTube, because YouTube is run by a bunch of racists. And this is really fucking ridiculous. I mean, it just doesn't make any fucking sense at all for YouTube to try to remove videos, and they only target the pro-black community. They only target videos of black people speaking upon issues of racism. I'm telling you. So, I mean, we as black people, we need to get together. We need to do something. We need to boycott YouTube. We need to fucking put our damn foot down and let these racist bastards know that we are not going to tolerate this.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always. This is your brother, Taalik Ibn'rad. I am the Angel Snub Nuff 7. Welcome once again to another exciting edition, y'all got it, of the Reality's Temple on Earth. Glad to see you. Our time runs out so quickly, so let me get busy on this dizzy, on the grizzy. Woo. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. I am in a even better mood because some idiot had the nerve to call your brother Taalik Ibn'rad a house nigga. And a possible, matter of fact, not a possible, this bozo said that I'm an agent because I question the methods of those who claim to be part of this black power gangster movement, whatever the hell that is. And let me say something to y'all nuts in black power gangsterism, or whatever you want to call it. You want to call me a house nigga, or you want to talk to me, or any of these things, you can do it in person. I got Skype. I'm very sure you got Skype too. You so warrior. I'm a warrior this. And I'm the new Shaka Zulu. Then bring your ass on Skype and you can call me and be a man and call me a house nigga in my face. I would like for you to do that. But you want to know something? You really couldn't do that and be sincere because you know damn well, especially if you watch all my videos and know who and what I am, you know damn well I'm nowhere near no house nigga. I play it smart, which I'm trying to show your dumb ass how to do things more wiser when you are facing an enemy that you have no power against. But you are hooked up in this fantasy world like some alien spaceship is going to come out the sky and give you the powers from Krypton and your cape going to fly out and then you're going to fly around and run faster than a speeding bullet, jump over buildings and all this other madness. Y'all black power gangsterism. Gangsters. I ain't never heard such a thing. What have you accomplished? Since what you talking about is so great and you put down what your ancestors have done prior to you, what have you done? You have done nothing except take your silly ass on the streets of Harlem, on the streets of Brooklyn, on the streets of any of these major cities and set up a damn vendor table and sell some damn DVDs. What kind of gangsterism is that? What kind of revolution are you? What are you doing? You ain't done nothing. And then, what are you doing with the prophets? You're not doing nothing with the prophets but taking care of your damn self, using black power liberation as a cover to make a living for yourself. Because you got those people out there that are looking for and want to be part of a good movement such as that. You black power. But you ain't never faced the white man on the street. You jump on other black people, other black men, other black women, but you have never jumped on nobody from the Ku Klux Klan, nobody from the Anti-Defamation League, nobody from the mayor's office in your city. You don't mess with them. You have accomplished nothing. You think that using profanity and cussing people out, you think that's being tough. You say, you're not my audience anyway. I'm talking to the gangsters. I'm talking to the Snoop Dogs and the Dr. Dre's and cats like that, to the Tupacs. So I gotta be tough. So I gotta cuss and use all these excessive profanities because I want to talk to the ghetto folks. I was a member of the Nation of Islam for 9 years. And I still go out in the streets. I have been in the hardest projects in this country. I've been in Cabrini Green at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been in Harlem 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, talking with brothers and sisters. I've been in the homes of gang members and people who claim they have committed murders. I have had guns from gang members pointed to my temple. And I have never had to cuss and use profanity to get my point across. Because they understand what you're talking about. And they view me as being hard as them because I am hard as them. You don't have to have to show your ignorance and use all, and a mother this, and niggas this, and all that old crazy stuff to prove you tough. I'm not impressed with black power gangsterism. It's nothing but black revolutionary wannabes. What do y'all know about black revolution? You've been comfortable all your life. When I was little growing up, I had to worry about white folks attacking me because I was black. I remember when I was little, they had to have a drill, not because of a fire drill, not because of a tornado, but because there was a race ride going on down at the high school, not too far from my grade school where I was at. The black teenagers and the white teenagers was rioting, fighting one another. And they thought that fight was going to ultimately lead to the grade school, and they was going to bring that racial fighting to our school. And they was treating our school like we was going through a fire drill. You don't have no idea. You've been living comfortable all your life. You don't know what nothing is. You tripping off what you done read in a book. They always tell me, well, brother, you need to read this book. Brother, you need to read that book. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. But I have experienced some of this stuff myself. I don't have to read all them damn books. You're the one that got to read a damn book. I'm telling you from experience. Just like if some psychiatrists want to tell me about mental health, you can tell me all about your damn book and what you read in a book. I lived it for 10 years. You can't tell me nothing. Because I lived it. You read it in a book. I done it. I experienced it. You think this is a joke, but wait till your ass end up in prison, in jail, and then you will begin to understand how serious black revolution and black liberation really is. This is not no joke. You got this black power gangsterism is nothing but entertainment. This is not nothing entertainment. I'm trying to teach you. That's right. Oh, I can't be taught. No, you can't. That's the damn problem. I'm telling you from experience, so you don't make the same mistakes as your elders done. Trying to be tough. Y'all ain't tough. Where your nuclear bomb? Tough. Where your AK-47s? Tough. Where's your thousands of soldiers? Tough. You ain't got nothing. You can't be tough. Just because you can run your mouth don't make you tough. You want to be a revolutionary. You want to talk about black liberation. You really don't know what it is. You're not prepared. You ain't ready to face this white man. He'll squash you like a fly. You ain't got nothing coming. Because you're nothing but hype. Because if you really was a threat, this racist white man, this FBI, this CIA, this Secret Service would be on your ass right now. Just like they was on the ass of Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan and Marcus Garvey and all our other great people. You ain't nowhere close. You want to call me a house nigga. Because that's all you can do when you can't defend your position is call names. I think you a house nigga. I think you an agent. You can't even handle a YouTube video. You block people. You don't even allow video responses. You can't handle YouTube and you a black revolutionary. What a joke. You a joke. You know something really? You need to listen to somebody. You don't have to listen to me, but somebody smarter than yourself. Because you really don't know what you're doing. And you're going in the wrong direction. And you really made a mistake calling me a house nigga. For real. I got Skype. You can say that in my face. Children, something else. This is your brother, Taalik Ibn'rad. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth. All right. Peace forever and always. Just being a little casual. This is the Reality's Temple on Earth. And of course, I am the Angel Snubbed Up 7. The mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snubbed Up 7. Brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Just want to have a casual conversation. Got a little topic here that sort of upsets me. It pisses me off because we don't have to think in this manner, but in order to make ourselves feel good, we should be very proud of who and what we are, no matter what we have or have not accomplished. I want to say that myself, I come from a family of sharecroppers that lived off the land, that had very little education. Even at this time, I would say my family members who I am close with, there are perhaps less than 5 college graduates. But overall, material-wise, you could not tell who was who, because everybody except me, because of my little stint behind cold glass and steel, but I'm slowly but surely trying to get myself back into the swing of things. But overall, the economic crisis has had little effect on my close family. So everybody, the college graduates and those who did not graduate from college, we seem to be doing very well. And compare that to coming from sharecroppers, those our ancestors, my grandmother and great-grandfather and so forth, those who had from a 3rd grade or less education, maybe the highest was 8th grade, to see where we stand today, I am very proud. When you listen to me talk, it is very surprising that you would think I would come from a people with such little education. I'm very proud of everybody and what they have accomplished in this life, considering where we've come from and considering the obstacles placed in our way. Now, if we didn't know this, if I did not know this, if you didn't know this, I could spike everything up to make us look greater than what we really are. But that's not necessary. I am very proud of everybody and what they've done and what they are doing and what our children will accomplish in the future. I am happy to accept our reality. Even if everybody was living in the projects, even if we had family members that was in the rehab center and spending 20 and 30 years in jail, it makes no difference because things happen. I accept our reality, and we want to do better and strive for greater things in life. I accept our reality no matter what it is. I don't need to fabricate something to make myself feel and look good in the eyes of others. I could have easily said that everybody except me graduated from college. That'll make it sound real nice and pretty in y'all eyes. I don't give a damn about what you think or anybody. I'm happy just the way I am, even if I was considered nothing. With that said, I was watching a video, and it was a homeless looking brother picking up cans. And in his mind, when you listen to him talk, very intelligent person. There's no doubt about that. And the reason why he is intelligent like that is because he claims to be a Moor. Now, I will tell you, I don't know much about this
Moorish history, and a lot of it, perhaps I need to study more. But when people talk and tell their stories, I do listen very well. And I am familiar with what you're talking about. So my problem with this brother claiming himself to be a black Moor, just because these Moors, they were Africans, or whatever they were black or African, does not mean that you are related to them. No more than just because I'm a white man or I'm Caucasian to say that I'm related to Prince William and Kate Middleton, just because I'm white. You make an unsubstantiated claim that you cannot prove. And since you can't prove it, to those who are intelligent, those who can really see, those who don't need to fabricate a history to make themselves feel good, then in their eyes, you look foolish. He says in the history of the Moors, he says, we enslaved whites, indentured servitude or whatever, we whooped the hell, we beat the white man in Spain and parts of Europe and so forth. And then when you listen to those who have embraced what they call Kemetic teachings, this teaching about our relation to Egypt, they said we built the pyramids. Now, while we are saying these things, they tell this story, but they produce no evidence, no type of records to trace their roots to these black Moors or to anybody in Egypt. They cannot even trace their history in the United States, because all black folks started east and south, and we ended up north and west. Many of us who live in the west can't even trace ourselves back to the east or to the south or to the north. So if we cannot trace ourselves in America, where we've been living for over 400 years, tell me, teach me, show me how you found out that you, just because you black or you're African, how are you related to black Moors and how are you related to Egyptians? I don't want to come before the world and sound silly. I can accept exactly who I am. I don't need to fabricate a history. I don't need to claim somebody else's history so I can feel good about myself or look fantastical in front of others. We who are the descendants of slaves in America, we are generations removed from Africa or any more than anybody like that. You are born a slave, and that's all that you know. You are an American slave, no more, no less. You have to fabricate a history. You have to try to build yourself and make yourself more than what you are, to build your own self-esteem. Because you have done nothing in America. You damn sure ain't beat this white man in America. And anything that we've accomplished belongs to the oppressor and his children. So you reach out and grab something and make a claim, but can't prove that you're part of it. And it makes us look silly. And I'll be damned if I sit up in here and look silly. I'm proud of Benjamin Banneker. I'm proud of Martin Luther King, all our inventors, our scientists, our lawyers and our doctors. I don't need to reach to Egypt. I don't need to reach to Kemetic. I don't need to reach to somewhere in Spain. Some ancient Africans in Spain, some more. I don't need to reach out to those when we should be proud of what we have accomplished here, because we can become greater than these Moors. We can become greater than those in Egypt if we accept who we are, where we are, because they don't exist no more. When was the last time these Moors beat up some Europeans? When was the last time these Egyptians built a pyramid? They don't exist no more. Why you want to embrace somebody that don't exist no more? You're going backwards when you should be evolving. I'm not into that. I'm proud of exactly who we are and where we are right now. And you should be too. So you sit around and talk about being free, but can't get free. Because you're waiting from somebody from the past to come save you or do something. And you sit around to other slaves with all this, what I call scholarly gibberish. And you impress them with your Egyptian talk. Which some of it, now I want to make something very clear. A lot of the information is valid. A lot of the information is legit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we should have pride in who we are. We are the children of slaves. And that is all that we know. But we've made great accomplishments even under this oppression. And we should be happy. No, we did not build a pyramid. No, we didn't do this. No, we did not do that. But we have survived. We have survived within the confines and under the control of the most evil and wicked nation that has ever been in existence on this planet. And you should be proud, because those who were Moors failed. They don't exist no more. Those who were Egyptians failed. They don't exist no more. So why you want to be like them? If they could be born again, they would want to be like us, because you have an opportunity to beat the one that put them down. They went down, you have an opportunity to go to rise up. This devilish, evil, racist, Caucasian, American people are not impressed by your scholarly words when you don't know how to apply them, or the knowledge can't do nothing for you. The words must be followed by an action, but the action should unify your people, but they don't. And without unification, you will continue to fail. So the only thing you can do is be like a child and hope somebody come to you with these fairy tale stories, these fabricated fictional stories about how great you are as a Moor, how great we are as an Egyptian, that which don't exist. You have a childish mentality, and you out of reality. So don't get angry at me, because I'm going to bring you home to reality. I'm going to get you off the crack pipe. I'm going to get that heroin needle out your arm. Wake up to your reality so you can deal with the oppressor for real. Right now, today, not back in the past. And what some ancient people did. Because they are very ancient. They don't exist no more. Sounds like I get angry, don't it? I just wanted to get that off my chest. We need to leave fantasy and fiction alone, and let's get real. And real recognize real. So apparently y'all not real, because the reality is, if you don't unify with those who are Moors and those who are of Kemetic, or our Christian brothers and sisters, and whoever, as long as they black, if we don't unify, that's the only thing y'all gonna do for the next few decades is fabricate and party over fictional stories, while the reality is you still a slave. Thank you for listening to your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. This was and is a fireside chat, the Reality's Temple on Earth. Jot down your comments.
Peace forever and always. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad, And once again, welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth. And of course, I'm your host, Taalik Ibn'rad. Time flies when we're having fun, so let me get straight to the GC, to the dozy, to the duzzer. Oh, it's very hard for me to get hip. Many of you know that I am a former member of the Nation of Islam. For those of you who do not know who the Nation of Islam is, but we associate the Nation of Islam with the great Malcolm X. Perhaps you heard of him, and I am very sure some of you have heard of this organization of black people that called the white man the devil. I am a former member, and this goes back to the early 1980s. When I was a member of the Nation of Islam, we were or had allies with the Hebrew Israelite nation. And I believe at that time, the founder or one of the lead elders of the Hebrew Israelite nation was Yahweh ben Israel. And to my knowledge, that faction or division of the Hebrew Israelite nation, they actually moved to Israel. So I'm not familiar with their activities at this point, but I do know that those Hebrew Israelites were very nice brothers and sisters. They supported the Nation of Islam, and the Nation of Islam supported them. We had very cordial relations. It was wonderful. But now, in 2009, I am very shocked and very disappointed in those who call themselves Hebrew Israelites. I used to live in New York City, and Hebrew Israelites were known to be out on the streets, not hollering and screaming at people, but peddling their wares. They would sell these different types of perfumes and other items that they thought that black people could use in their homes. But now, instead of a whole lot of peddling of wares, trying to be nice to black people so they can hear the word of God that's good for their salvation, now on the streets of New York and now on the streets of Philadelphia and Detroit, you have Hebrew Israelites who are on the corners, dressed in some kind of manufactured ancient type people wardrobe. Some of them not even wearing shoes. They wear sandals and it's 20 degrees below zero outside, trying to mimic somebody they don't know nothing about, hollering and screaming at black people. In fact, these Hebrew Israelites, some of them on the streets, used to be proud of their pretty white outfits. They're on the street. They don't take any baths. They stink, hollering and screaming and talk about how Yahweh or whoever is going to come and save the black people. Disrespectful to women. I don't understand the women in the Hebrew Israelite nation can stand being subservient to men, calling them out of their names. And even here on YouTube, they will call you a nigger. How the hell you going to call me a nigger, but yet still you talk about this God is for my salvation, and nigger is a word derived from the oppressor. So if you call me a nigger using the words of the oppressor, what that makes you? They talk all this thing about the Bible and God's salvation, but they are violent and get ignorant with black people. How can you say that you care about the black people in America, hollering and screaming at them, calling them out of their names? And in some instances, Even now, you have the Hebrew Israelite men running around in their neighborhood terrorizing black people. In fact, some have killed black people. This is a fact. How are you going to care about black people and tell them about their salvation and you murdering them? There's nothing nice about it. I don't know who these Hebrew Israelites are. And let me tell you something, Hebrew Israelite. Jews don't have a history more than 900 years. The Hebrew don't have a history longer than 900 years. There were no Jews and Hebrews during the time of the teachings of the Bible. There was no Hebrews during the time of Moses. That history only lasts 900 years. You don't want to hear that. Your information is wrong because your historical reference is the Bible. And the Bible was used to enslave our people and bring them into America. You taking the same Bible, trying to attempt to justify what you're talking about. It's the same book that caused the problem. How you going to use the Bible to uplift and awaken the masses of the people when it was the Bible was the same tool used by the oppressor to put them to sleep? And so now, here you are, calling women out of their names, having no respect for the mother of the nation, with your nasty, ragged ass on the street corners. You can't answer no questions. So all you can do is cuss people out, like you done me, because you're a chump. Then you can kill black people, but you made no attempt to harm Esau, whatever you want to call the white man, or the government of America that has done the dirty deed. You ain't done nothing to them, but you go around killing black folks and cussing them out. Hebrew Israelite. Who the hell who do you think you impress? You ain't impressed me none. And if you represent God, I damn sure don't want nothing to do with it. And I would suggest all black people to stay the hell away from you, because if you represent God, I don't want to have, you shouldn't want nothing to do with nothing like that. A bunch of murderers and disrespectful, ignorant ass people. And you think that's good on the streets, trying to scream at somebody, and you look silly, dressing up like ancient people you never met, that never existed. You should be ashamed to be so ignorant, yet still you think that you got all this knowledge. Talking about the white man, and you uplift the Bible. The white man, who wrote it then? You show me the black man that wrote the Bible.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, I am the Angel Snubbing of 7, and welcome once again to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. I am your brother, your host, Taalik, Ibn'rad. I want to send this message very quickly, because 10 minutes is all I have, so I have no choice but to be quick. I want to send this message out to those of us who are involved in black power liberation, the new black revolution, whatever name that you feel, black gangsterism, whatever you feel is appropriate for your cause. Some of you, very few of you, because if you really look at my videos, then you know what my position is. But some of you may believe that Brother Taalik has a problem with you or don't like you. Some of you. But of course, again, if you really watch my videos, then you would know better. And because of my position, some of you in Black Power even call me an Uncle Tom. Woo! You really don't know me, do you? And see, this is the thing about it. You call me Uncle Tom, but you do it really weak. Because you know that's not what I represent. But I want to talk to you in these few minutes because I want to express something to us. Why would I have a problem with brothers and sisters having the will? First of all, you are awakened to the knowledge of yourself. You're trying to find your black self. You're trying to find your place in this society, on this planet, in this universe. You're trying to return back home because you understand we was kidnapped and we've been away from home for a long time, and you want to fight for what is yours or what you believe to be yours. Why would I be angry with you? That'll be dumb, and it would be Uncle Tomish on my part. There is no doubt. But what I fear, and this is what you must understand, what I fear is that you're going to repeat, and you are repeating the same mistakes like those who came before you. You complain about the elders that came before you, and you talk about their mistakes and how they fall. But clearly you're not looking at your own actions because you're doing the exact same thing. A brother was just released from prison that admitted to killing Malcolm X. He was in his early 20s. Malcolm was almost 40 years old. Almost 20-year age difference somewhere. 15, 20 years. But see, the problem with young people, and I understand because, see, I was there where you were at. And when you're a young person, you just get filled up with this fire. You want to change things overnight. What I fear is that you're taking your energies and you're going to become greatly disappointed because your energy that you have is not being used properly, and you're lacking the wisdom because you're acting basically on emotion and not on the tactic of war. And what war really is, you see it, but you really don't know what it means, and you have an enemy before you, but you really don't understand how to deal with him. To holler, kill the cracker, to kill the devil, you're not thinking on the proper plane needed to deal with this enemy. Because if you really want to talk about killing, you can't do nothing with this dude. If this dude decided, I'm sick of hearing your damn mouth talk about kill Whitey, kill Whitey. Let me show you what killing Whitey means. Then he'll come out and take his National Guard, which of course in Chicago, there are plans and there are people who want the National Guard to come to Chicago. This is the military. When the military comes to start hunting you down, this is not like hunting a gang member. This is the military. Now you're dealing with military tactics. You're dealing with a war machine for real. You ain't ready for that kind of action. So my fear is you are entering in a place where you don't want to be. Did you not learn the lessons from the past? So that's what I fear. That's what makes me upset with you. Because you have energy. And I know how you feel. Because when I was 18, 19 years old, I had this boundless energy. I wanted to just, and that's what makes, that what watching you gives me my drive. Watching you, your energy bounces off me, gives me a little get up and go. But then, all the work, all the sacrifice that I did, and now it's 2010, and I have nothing to show for it. It's not much better than it was back when I was 18 and 19 years old, and now I'm 47. In fact, it is worse because we have young brothers and sisters now who think they know how to handle the devil. They think they know how to handle the cracker. You dealing with a God. This is what y'all don't understand. This man rules this planet. He's everywhere. He has influenced the Chinese. He has influenced the Japanese. He has influenced Africa. He's everywhere. You're not going to kill him with just a gun. You're not going to kill him with a bazooka or a grenade. Remember what Ike told Tina? He told Tina, I'm in your mind. Anime, I'm in your mind. See, that's where it starts. He's in the minds of the people. He's even in your mind because you're thinking like he does, but you don't have the capability. You don't have the support. You don't have the backup. Because your people are divided. She is over there. He is over there. Everybody doing their own thing. When the white man decides to use brute force, he got a group, he got a unification, he got power behind him. You don't have it. The only thing you have is YouTube videos and DVDs on a table. You don't have that kind of structure. You don't have that kind of power. And you don't know how to get it because you're young. There's an old saying that I heard. Young men, old men for counsel, young men for war. Because the old man should be smarter. All that energy, all that hype should be settled down so he can think. He should not be acting on emotion. He should be able to look at a situation and try to solve a problem. Because with age, it mellows you out. But when you're young and you hype, the only thing you need, only thing on your mind is you see a problem and you just want to go out and do something now and change. And this has been going on for over 300 years. Do you think you can come up from out of nowhere and just do some kind of miracle and change things overnight? It's not going to happen. You're not going to see it in your lifetime. But if we act in an appropriate manner, we can start we can be the catalyst to start the change that you want, that you hyped up about, that you're emotional about. But you're not going to get it. You're on a course to self-destruction. And your own people will probably take you out. Because remember, it was Malcolm was killed by black people, by a black man, not by racist Caucasians. This thing with Pastor Hagen, and Pastor Hagen is walking around with the police. That's smart because he knows that some of y'all are crazy. You know how you are? It was young people that killed Malcolm X in their early 20s or whatever. Because you all hyped up and somebody hyped those brothers up. And they decided to make a move on Malcolm. And some of y'all gonna kill each other. Yes. So that's what I fear. You talking about the enemy kill the cracker, but you're gonna end up killing yourself. Because you don't have no control. You need to mellow out, and that's what I fear. It's not what you're doing and what you're talking about. I want you to be successful. I don't want you to be a failure like the past. We need to go forward, not move backwards. That's what I'm upset about. Mellow out and chill and think. Get into the mind and know who you're dealing with in this situation. My time is out. Jot down your comments. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. This was and is the Realist Temple on Earth. Think.
Peace forever and always. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad, and welcome once again to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. You know, these videos are so short, and I should be able to say what I need to say in this very brief period of time. I heard that we're getting ready to have another great debate. Kemetic, or those who believe in Egyptian teachings, and those who confess or believe in Islam, the great debate, I believe, is being held in New York City. And I guess this is a wonderful thing that we can get together and convey our differences to one another and all these things like this. And hopefully it will be a peaceful gathering. I want to say this to us. I joined the Nation of Islam in 1981. And I worked with the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan for about 9 years approximately. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was first rebuilding the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Messenger of Allah, there was great fear. Why was there great fear? There was concern. Why was there concern? There was concern because Minister Farrakhan is a great mouthpiece, and he can inspire thousands of people to do great things. There was concern, there was fear from the enemies of black people because they didn't want this man, Louis Farrakhan, to rebuild what Elijah Muhammad had attained. Because the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, created a what would be in this day and time $1 billion dynasty. Masses of businesses. He was getting ready to buy airplanes and had banks, international trade. Thousands of black people every week, according to the Muhammad Speaks, were converting to Islam. So there was great fear and concern by the government and our Negro enemies that this man, Louis Farrakhan, would again rebuild and regain all of this. But as time goes on, Louis Farrakhan has and had, and even to this day do have the ability to attain this or this great achievement, but have not done so. Why? And he, at one time, every time you turn around, they were attacking Louis Farrakhan. If you notice, they stopped. Why have they stopped attacking Louis Farrakhan? Why have their attention is not on Louis Farrakhan anymore? It is because they see that he is not bringing back the Nation of Islam as it was. There are no schools. You've been rebuilding since 1979, 1977. You've got the least obstacles in your way, but you have not achieved what Malcolm X and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad achieved in the Nation of Islam. The enemies don't care nothing about your Kemetic versus Islam debate in New York City. Otherwise, the Secret Service will be watching you. The CIA will be watching you, and they might give you a little attention, but they know ain't nothing happening because you're not talking about building no schools. You're not talking about protecting the black women and educating our sisters, inspiring them to stop being naked out in the street and bringing them culture and educating our children. You have no plans. Louis Farrakhan is not successful because there is no plan, because unlike back in the day, when you had a Malcolm X. Elijah Muhammad was the leader and the messenger of Allah. But Malcolm X went inside himself to find his own creativity. Not to destroy the nation, not to bring himself prominence, but to help. So you got all these people looking for Louis Farrakhan to do all these great things, but he is not the know of everything, and you deny yourself. He's not an accountant. There are many of y'all who are experts in finances, expert plumbers. He can't do it all. But unlike Malcolm, you sit back and won't use your talent, waiting on him. So they gather in Harlem, New York City, for what? To debate Kemetic versus Islam. And the benefit is what? What you gonna get out of it? Oh, we sure told him off. We sure showed them. Egyptian teaching, Kemetic, is way better. Kemetic teaching is better than Islamic teaching. And when it's all said and done, all of you have nothing except bragging rights. What is bragging rights? You got all these people listening to you, but you don't know how to take their hands. You don't know how to take the power that you got and use it. And that's why the white man, this racist devil in this nation, not concerned with you. You can come on YouTube, or you can be out on the streets and you hollering, you screaming, and you know black folks is emotional. They like, oh, the white man is the devil, and them crackers, and they get all emotional over that. Some of them. But when it's all said and done, you're no threat. But see, Elijah Muhammad was a threat. Malcolm X was a threat. Even Martin Luther King was a threat. You know why there was a threat? Because there was activity behind the voice. Something was going on that messes with those in power. Do you understand what I'm saying to us? If Egyptian teachings, if Islamic teachings are not going to help us grow our own food so we can feed ourselves, make us to build factories where we can make toilet paper so we can wipe our butt. Know what I mean? Make our own YouTube. Yeah, we need a black YouTube. Every time you turn around, brothers with information from a black point of view. But because white people don't like it, and some Uncle Tom niggas don't like it, then they get their pages terminated and suspended. We need our own YouTube. We need our own media. So is that what y'all coming together in New York City to discuss how we going to get our own YouTube? BET, Black Entertainment Television, was weak, but it's not even black no more. It's owned by our enemies now. So we need black entertainment. We need Egyptian Kemetic entertainment television. That's what, if you're not discussing those things, you just want to holler and scream about doctrines, theology, ideology, then that's a waste of time. You'll never see me, and I'll never give you a $10 donation to hear crap like that. We can do that on the side. That's a side issue. How are we going to stop these young black men from killing each other like the brother Darion Allen was murdered in Chicago? The Nation of Islam used to go into housing projects. Don't y'all remember that in the 80s? When Louis Farrakhan was a threat, now he's no threat no more. The Nation of Islam is no threat. And y'all ain't no threat either. Because going and talking with our people in housing projects, we went through the violence. When I was in FOI, we went through the violence. I didn't run from the gangs. I was in the gang holes. That's where you need to be. Not debating about something that happened 4,000 years ago. That's an important issue, of course. But the the most important issue is what's happening in 2009. We're losing our people. They need houses. They need shelter. Food on the table. We need employment. Are y'all talking about that? Y'all got the general message. The time is running out. Come on now. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Let's get it together, man. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth. I'll be back. I'll be back. Respect you. Just trying to be, well, we are going to be casual in the next 15 minutes. I just had some things on my mind I just wanted to get off my chest and bring it to my audience. I am the Black Dragon X1. So please bear with me. And I want to make it very clear. This new ideology or philosophy, they call it Kemetic teachings, Egyptology or whatever. Many of our brothers and sisters, we are now taking these Egyptian names and we are wishing to worship the old Egyptian gods. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know a lot about it. And so I admit that I'm speaking in ignorance. Okay. You, Brother Taalik, you talking in ignorance. Okay. But in order to break ignorance, then you must ask questions when you don't understand. I've watched many YouTube videos on this particular subject, and I have questions that I would like for somebody to answer. And when you answer those questions, then you will get some more questions right back at you until both of us come to an understanding. But you might not want to accept that understanding because you think you already have an understanding when the reality is you may not. So this is what I would like to present. Giving you this as an example. You have animals in the zoo. An animal in the zoo is captive. The lion is no longer living in Africa. The zebra is not in Africa. The dolphin is not out in the ocean. The animals in the zoo is in a captive situation. They have become slaves. Their lives now benefit another life. I want to go to the zoo and look at the animals for education, but it is also entertainment. Because being in a zoo don't benefit a lion, don't benefit the zebra, don't benefit the elephant. They have become enslaved. But the point I want to make is even though the lion is in the zoo, the zebra, the turtle, or whatever the animal that may be, or even your dog at home, even though they are captives, they are enslaved, they still act out their nature. I said it again. The zebra is still a zebra, even though it's in a zoo. The lion still is a lion, even though it's in a zoo. You can teach the lion how to play with a ball. You can teach your dog tricks, but the nature never leaves them. They are still a dog. They are still a zebra. They are still an elephant. The problem is that they are suffering under captivity or enslavement. So you have black people, we as the descendants of captured Africans, we have a nature that we should still have, that even though we've been enslaved, there's something in us that should not and cannot be taken away, no matter how long or how we've endured this captivity. There's something about our nature. So, you describe and claim that we are the children of Kemetic. We could even say also the children of Israel. Hebrew Israelites. You can even use the same as an example. First of all, you should still have their nature, even though you have been enslaved. Physically, when you make this claim that you are children of Egypt or even Hebrew Israelites, you offer no physical evidence, as you can go to a zoo and take DNA from a lion or a zebra, and that DNA will show you that they are animals that are related to the zebras and the lions and the elephants of the African continent. No problem. You show no physical evidence at all. No historical records. No bills of lading from a slave ship. You don't show, I have not seen nobody show any kind of evidence that they are related to Egyptians or Hebrew Israelites. The ones that you claim that you are the children or the offspring, the progeny of. You have no physical evidence. The only thing you present is talk. You have no DNA. You have no historical record. You don't show where your great-great-grandfather came from Egypt or how he was. You don't show nothing. So you basically are asking us to do like the Christians did when they asked us to believe in Jesus Christ. You want us just to believe that we are the children of Egyptians or these ancient Hebrews. Now, you say that we come from kings and queens. We are gods and goddesses. Again, the nature of the dog, regardless of how domesticated he is, he still acts like a dog. And the sheep still acts like a sheep. And the lion and the elephant, the wildebeest, even though they may be captive or enslaved, they continue to act like what they were. Or, yeah, what they were. Or actually, yeah, what they were. Or who they are. Or what they, I guess you could say that about an animal. Y'all get where I'm coming from. They are still that animal. So if you are kings and queens, so you say and you claim, then where is that nature? Because see, if you're a king or a queen, how could you embrace being a nigger? When we know that nigger, in the way that we understand it and how it was given to us, it was meant to cause fear and to degrade and make you inferior. So how could you embrace that and say there's nothing wrong with it? And so every day, even though you claim to be a god and a goddess and a king and a queen, you say, what's up, my nigger? Nigger this and nigger that. That's outside of your nature. Because I'm pretty sure those people, the Egyptians and those Hebrews, never referred to themselves as a nigger because they don't know what the hell that was. But you do, and you happy about it. You don't behave like kings and queens. Let's, for example, what's his name? King Charles or whatever that is, them people are in England. Let's use their royalty. If you saw King Charles come to America and he took his hand and lifted up the skirt of a woman so he could see her drawers, people would be shocked because that's coming from the king. That is behavior unbecoming of a king. You don't expect kings, you don't expect queens, you expect world rulers to behave in a certain way. Because they represent a nation or people. There's things they cannot do, they are not expected to do. That's why they say that is behavior unbecoming of the king. When you call yourself nigger, when you call yourself a niggeress, when you accept these things that was forced on us due to slavery, that is unbecoming of the king or queen. Then, let me bring this to conclusion just to say this. I would not brag about being a king or a queen, because a king or a queen, within the last few thousand years, these are people who are supposed to serve their citizens, but they are looking to be served. They need servants. Those kings and queens of Egypt, they did not build these pyramids and whatever. They didn't do it. Somebody did it. It was not the rich. The rich is not going to build no pyramids, that heavy labor. They exploited the poor. It sounds like they had a system of slavery. Only the rich and the royal could afford to be mummified and be placed in these high-sedity tombs. The poor would be thrown in a shallow grave and disappear into the dirt just like anybody else. That does not sound like a society you want to brag about. It sounds just like a slave society where you have those who are on the top being served by a people on the bottom. So why would you want to brag about a slave-master relationship society? When these pyramids and these tombs were made, they were not made to glorify Egypt. They were made to glorify and immortalize the kings and the queens. They could care less about the poor. And I hope that's not where I come from. Or is it? So what difference do it make? What difference do it make? Why you want to brag about being the child from a slave master society? A slave master slave society. Maybe that's where the Caucasian people learned slavery from, by watching the Egyptians, and now you want to brag about they were you. And if you are, since you came from them and they built these pyramids, and they are the master scientists, architects, and all these things you talk about, then where are your pyramids at? Where's your architecture? Where's the new sciences that you come up with? You talk a good game. Y'all talk a beautiful game. But when the bottom line shows it's built on sand, it's not built upon a strong foundation. If I was you, that's not the path that I would like to tread. I would rather concentrate on who we are today and stop trying to be somebody we never knew or can't prove we were about. Work on yourself, the living today, and decide what you want to be and become something greater and better than what they were. Find your nature, because your nature is not a nigger or being some thug gangster. That's not your nature. That's why you'll never go nowhere, because you call yourself Black Power and Hotep, but you still nothing but a Black Power, pro-black slave. Still have the white man's mind. I don't care how much you reach out to Egypt. I don't care how much you reach out to these ancient Moors or these Hebrews. In your mind, you still white as snow. And that's why you can't get nowhere. And the white man has a hatred for black. And that's why you hate one another still. That's why y'all can't work together, because you got the white man's mind right here. So when you break that devil mind that you still have, I don't care how much you holler black power, when you break that, then y'all will begin to have success. And concentrate on yourself now instead of what you think happened in the past. I'm your brother, the Black Dragon. Again, all these 5,000. Y'all think about it. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, welcome once again to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. I am your host, your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. Of course, I am the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snuff 7. Okay. On this busy, let us get busy. Even though time has increased on these videos, on this particular topic, time will quickly expire, so let me try to cover. In fact, I got a few little notes here so I can try to cover this ground in the time limit that YouTube has so graciously provided. I want to speak to us and send a message to the black conscious thug. The black conscious thug comes in two forms. Many of them have been in the jails and the prisons of America, and they have listened to the teachings of the Nation of Islam, the Moorish Science Temple, the Hebrew Israelite Nation, and so forth. But because when you accept those teachings, they ask you to work. They put your ass to work and labor. There's a responsibility. They don't join the Nation of Islam. They don't join the Hebrew Israelite Nation, and etc. They go out and try to do their own thing to try to impress y'all, young folks, who are impressionable, because this racist society, kicking your butt. And your elders have not properly taught you black history. So these thugs that just came out of prison, who also learned the art of the con, they come out and you are impressed because this ex-con knows how to talk. And he is giving you a teaching that you naturally would accept because your condition says that you need to rebel against this racist society. So he comes out, and you, because you really don't know black history and you have not been part of a true black organization, you are impressed by his supposed to be knowledge and his wit. Then you have those who have been around some of our people who are scholarly and educated, our historians. But yet and still, those people were historians. They were scholars. They were not black liberators. They were not part of the actual movement in order to change the condition of our people. They knew how, and they knew the history behind certain things, but they were not revolutionaries in that sense. They don't know nothing. They have no plan of action. They have no idea of nationhood. They just know the history of things. Just because you know the history of things, just because you're scholarly in knowing the history of why things come to be, don't make you a black revolutionary. So you have these people, young black man, young black woman, who are coming after your mind because they know you are naive. And they view me as an enemy. Even though I represent black nationalism, black power, true black supremacy, the upliftment of black people, because they have came up with their own facade, their own illusion of what black revolution is supposed to be. And it is basically based on those pictures and those images that they see on TV. So they see the black pastors with the guns and running around, and they see Malcolm calling the white man a devil on TV, and they see those images, Martin Luther King, we shall overcome, and that's the image of what black revolution, they think that's what it is. And that's what they present to you. And since you are being oppressed, some of y'all have experience in, and you know that this society that you live in, you know that it is against dark skin, so you gravitate toward these sources. Your own elders have given up on the struggle, and you don't like it. A lot of them have become comfortable in the racist Caucasian society. So you spit on their grave. You don't like them. And you gravitate toward these people that spewing this, no matter what they look like. Some of these young people, supposed to be, they practice what they call pro-black gangsterism or whatever it is. They try to imitate images from the past, so they try to dress up like Africans. Never been to Africa. Many of them have never been to Africa. They try to dress like ancient people. They never met none of these people. They don't exist no more. And they try to get you caught up in their madness. Every time you see them, they talk about, do this to the white man, kill the cracker, do this to him. But if you notice, they ain't done nothing. Ain't trying to, they want you and try to inspire you to go kill some white people. But they don't do nothing. But they want you to do it. They are nothing but dark versions of white supremacy. And white supremacy is what caused all this to begin with. Race comes from out of white supremacy. Prior to white supremacy, there was no black, there was no brown, there was no red. It all comes from white supremacy. And you copying that which you claim that you hate. That is an enemy to you. One of the things that they do is cuss. They like to use a lot of profanity because they insult your intelligence, young black man, young black woman, because they think that profanity is the only thing you understand. You really, really stupid. Are you? Because if you are, maybe I need to throw that some of that into my repertoire. I don't think that you're that dumb. They say I can't communicate with you because I don't cuss. Well, apparently I must be communicating pretty good without using profanity, because here they come trying to attack me. And you're wasting your time because you're dealing with a person with for real experience in black nationalism, black liberation. And I'm not no chump. I know where I stand on, and I can defend this. You can't defend yours. That's why you got a problem with me. That's why you see me as an enemy, when you really should be viewing me as a friend. They want you to go out and kill white people. Get your guns and whatever. That's not smart at all. This Caucasian man loves to fight and kill. If you want to hurt the white man, you hurt him economically. You begin to change your behavior and stop being a drug addict, a dope fiend, a drug addict, a prostitute, and all those different things, all these vices that we have embraced in order that he can benefit. That's the first step. You cannot talk about killing white folks and doing all that crazy stuff. It's not if you smart. The first thing you do, this Caucasian in 2010, you have a lot of avenues that you can take advantage of. Take advantage of his education. Take advantage of his welfare. Take advantage of everything that he got to give you and use it against him. If it is necessary, if physical confrontation is necessary, it will happen on its own accord, and your people, all 40 million, will help you. Not just a few thousand or a few hundred. Because the time said, because now you are in accord with time. These people are in accord with time. That's why they only got a few little handful, and most of them not going to do nothing, because usually those who cuss and try to put on this front, they ain't about nothing. What have they produced? They want you to be like them. All these black conscious thugs talking a bunch of garbage. What do they have? How many schools have they built for you, youth? Where your farmland, grow your own food. Where your cows and your chickens, your hospitals. Y'all like to wear the bling bling and drive these old fancy cars. Where your car factory at? What are their plans? What plans do they have for you? What direction? What is it that they got to show you they can build a nation instead of just running their mouth? What is your direction? What is your goal? What is your purpose? Anybody can run their mouth. They want to get angry at me because I challenge their black supremacist teaching, which is nothing but white supremacy in reverse. Because if you take the black out of it, you could swear you in a Ku Klux Klan meeting, some Nazi party meeting. Is that what you want? You see what that type of thinking, that thought pattern, you see what it has done to white folks. What you gonna do with the white people? You want to kill all the white people. So you got the Native Americans left and the Chinese. What do you plan on doing? You just as sick as the white man, because that's the same type of mentality he has, trying to exterminate races. And he's having a hard time trying to pull it off. He wants to believe it. He can't pull it off. I challenge these old fairy tale pro-black teachings. Bring it out. All these thugnisms, black conscience, pro-black, all y'all bring that garbage to me and I'll smash all what you got. It ain't nothing but dark versions of white supremacy. Heard it all before, except it was a different color. You said that the white man, you want to get angry at me because you can't. You can't prove that the white man is a devil by nature. You said all white people. So I'll be happy to shut my damn mouth. Show me, first of all, show me, you got to show me all the different white folks. There's a whole lot of them. When you go to Europe, look at all them countries. So you got to show me how all these countries, all these white people participated in your atrocity that you're accusing them of. Show it to me. Your fairy tale. You want to talk about the black man as God and we all kings and queens. Everybody can't be no king and queen. Kings and queens have servants. Somebody had to be a servant. Somebody had to be a slave. Your fairy tale, fictional teaching. Look, young man. Look, young black woman, young black man. Don't get caught up in that garbage. You end up in a body bag for no reason. You got to play it smart. Don't listen to these idiots. You're dealing with a vicious enemy. How can you deal with let's say for instance if you was in the jungle and you don't have a gun, how would you deal with a bear attack? A bear weighs 400 some pounds. You weigh 100 or less. 200 if you're a man or whatever. How you going to deal with this bear? He got these claws and these teeth. You got to play things smart. That's what you're dealing with. This racist Caucasian people in charge, in control of the world, they vicious. Not only are they vicious physically, they vicious mentally. They smart. That's why when you attack them, you look like the bad guy. Because they made themselves looking like angels. And now you look like the devil that you called them. Let us be smarter. All thing I'm saying, when dealing with the situation, let us be smarter. Let us be wiser. And if we die, If we get killed, then let it be worth something. Not for some foolishness. Not being silly. All this old... You don't have to get on YouTube and a white man and kill it. That ain't necessary. Just do what you gotta do and be smooth. They won't know what hit them. Thank you for listening. Drop down in the comments. This was and is the Realist Temple on Earth.
Peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. Your host is His Divine Masculine Brother AdMinister Taalik Ibn'rad.